see what we have.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor? Is Knight Captain Ryland satisfied with his post?
It's not an easy assignment, but if anyone can handle the approach, it's him.
serve the Lord.
Grandma, I'm not going to leave for Denerim without you. Nonsense. Remind me enough.
Good day. Good day. This isn't going to go away if we don't talk about it, Mother.
Thank you for all
I'm
you've
a
done.
mage.
This is listed as my main quest and it won't let me do it. Did that the other time I played too, because it wasn't my main quest. Now it just had an error the one time. Now I reset the marker and it let me in.
Uh-oh, nobody's here. This doesn't bode well.
Dorian.
Father. So the whole story about the family retainer was just, what? A smokescreen?
Then you were told. I apologize for the deception, Inquisitor. I never intended for you to be involved.
Of course not. Magister Parvus couldn't come to Skyhold and be seen with the dread Inquisitor. What would people think? What is this exactly, Father? Ambush? Kidnapping? Warm family reunion?
This is how it has always been.
You went through all of this to get Dorian here. Talk to him.
Yes, Father. Talk to me. Let me hear how mystified you are by my anger.
Dorian, there's no need to...
I prefer the company of men. My father disapproves.
That's a big concern in Tevinter, then.
Only if you're trying to live up to an impossible standard. Every Tevinter family is intermarrying to distill the perfect mage, perfect body, perfect mind. The perfect leader. It means every perceived flaw, every aberration is deviant and shameful. It must be hidden.
So that's what all of this is about? Who you sleep with?
That's not all it's about.
Dorian, please. If you'll only listen to me.
Why? So you can spout more convenient lies? He taught me to hate blood magic. The resort of the weak mind. Those are his words. But what was the first thing you did when your precious heir refused to play pretend for the rest of his life? You tried to change me.
I only wanted what was best for you.
You wanted the best for you. Your fucking legacy. Anything for that.
Don't leave it like this, Dorian. You'll never forgive yourself.
Tell me why you came.
If I knew, I would drive you to the Inquisition.
You didn't. I joined the Inquisition because it's the right thing to do. Once, I had a father who would have known that.
Once, I had a son who trusted me. A trust I betrayed. I only wanted to talk to him, to hear his voice again. To ask him to forgive me.
Joe Biden by saying nothing. And that wasn't an accident, was it? And doing nothing whatsoever. And there are, of course, the lying 51 intelligence agency veterans who signed the letters. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm fast forwarding. I love you, Lou, but I want to hear from President Trump. I don't know how long this lead-in goes. How long is this lead-in, bro? Okay, here we go. Come on, Lou. We love you, Lou, but we're here for the start. President Donald Trump. We talked at his home in Mar-a-Lago,
right.
in South
No,
West Palm
not really.
Beach.
Thank you for bringing me out there. It wasn't what I expected, but
Mr. President, it's great to see you. And
Maker
we're
knows
now
what you
in
must
the
think of me
8th year
now,
of
after that
political
whole
persecution
display.
of President Donald J. Trump. You are taking incoming everyday legal system, the Marxist Dems. Give us a sense of how you feel right now and what your sense is of this country that will permit such an
I
outrage.
think you led me on.
So I don't think there's ever been a time like this.
The
I think we're
flirting.
very close to
You're a remarkable woman,
being
Inquisitor.
at the end of our
I
country
mean that
as
in the
we
best
knew it.
way.
A great country.
In another
It's
life,
Marxist, it's
I meant
fascist,
no
it's
offense.
communist, it's what they're
I'll
doing is
desist if you
incredible.
prefer.
What they've done with weaponization of DOJ, FBI, and others, all sort of reporting up. If it's a local DA or a attorney general, a state attorney general, I think it's a very dangerous time. The hope is 2024 because if we we're going to get that straightened out so fast, because it's all people. It's the people from the top. It's a very dangerous time for our country. I really believe that. Then we have the wall where millions and millions of people are pouring into our country. We have the most incompetent president we've ever had, has no idea what's going on in the world, has no respect for the world.
Desist.
And numerous
Don't
countries
dare.
are coming up with nuclear weapons, which is the real global
I
warming
stand
threat.
so instructed.
The ocean will rise
At any
over the
rate,
next 100
time to
years
drink
by
myself into a
an eighth
stupor.
of an inch.
It's been that sort of day.
And I think
Join me sometime,
I think it's the most
if you've a
dangerous
mind.
time in the history of our country. And a lot of that is
I don't know
weaponization,
what
but
you
a lot
think
of that
you're
is
doing.
a real lot of that
I'm being
is
clapped
nuclear
at by a
weapons.
hen, evidently.
We
Don't play the fool with
respected
me,
when
young
we had
If I wanted to play the fool, I could be rather more
Iran
convincing,
was
I assure you.
behaving because they
Your glib tongue does
didn't have
you
the
no
money. Now they have
credit.
tremendous money. I
You'd
mean,
be
they were broke.
surprised at the credit my
Now they have
tongue gets
tremendous
me.
money. They've gained in the last 3 years hundreds of billions of dollars of wealth. I told China that if you buy, you're not going to do business with the United States. I told India, I told Iran, if you
Oh.
buy, you do no business with the United States.
What's going
And
on
we were
here?
dealing with Iran.
It
and was
seems the
fine.
revered
It was
mother
actually
is concerned
very
about
good.
my
You
undue
remember,
influence over you.
there was no money
It
going
is
to
just
Hamas, there was
concern.
no money going to
Your
Hezbollah.
worship, you must
I
know
just
how
want to remind
this
everybody,
works.
the man
might
that we're
need to
looking
spell
at
it
right
out,
here,
dear.
the 45th President of the
man
United
is of
States of
Tevinter.
America,
His presence at
this
your side.
one
The
man
rumors alone.
has the most disgusting and yet powerful and influential people in the world trying everything in their power, legally or illegally, to take him down. And he still stands and takes everything
What's wrong with
and
him
moves
being from
forward.
Tevinter, specifically?
That says a
I'm
lot
fully
about
aware
him.
The stories
that not
about it, because they
everyone
didn't have
from the
anyone.
Imperium is the
Now
same.
they have
How kind of you
billions
to
and
notice.
billions of
Yet still
probably
you bow to the opinion of the masses.
127 billion, not
The
including
opinion of the masses
$6 billion
is based on
that you read
centuries
about for
of
the hostage
evidence.
swap. Another great
What
deal,
would you
$6
have
billion
me
for
tell
the
them?
hostages.
The
So,
truth?
The truth is, I
think
do
the
not know
country is in
you,
the
and
greatest
neither
danger
do
it's ever
they.
been.
I'm going to speed it up a
Thus,
little
To a
bit.
large
these
extent, a big
rumors
portion
will
of that would be
continue.
because we have a leader that doesn't know what to do.
You say this president is weak. You say that he is the issue. And so many people in the national left-wing corporate media are talking about why the rest of the world does not respect him. There is no policy that he has offered up, that I perceive at least, as being pro-American. The policies are Marxist.
Oh.
in every respect.
I'd like to hear what these rumors are
Security,
exactly.
family mothers,
I
sovereignty, border security, illegal immigration,
could
foreign
not
policy. You
repeat
had created
them,
a
Your
modest
Worship.
foreign policy.
Repeat
Bringing
them?
home our troops.
So you've said them
withdrawing
before.
troops from foreign lands.
I
100 of them we have troops
see.
now.
I
How does that
meant
make you
no
feel? See that the
disrespect,
your policies
Inquisitor.
creating
Only
such
to
a
ask
great
after this
response
man's
part of the
intentions.
global,
If you feel he is
So I
without
was bringing him home,
ulterior
but also
motive,
bringing him home from
then
countries
I
that don't even
humbly
like
beg
us.
forgiveness
We're,
of your
we're
both.
protecting countries that took advantage of us and hate us in many cases. When you look at Afghanistan, the withdrawal, that was a big moment because I believe it was the most incompetent and embarrassing time in the history of our country.
Well, that's
The way
something.
we withdrew, not the withdrawal because I was withdrawing too, but we were going to do it with great strength and dignity. I believe that the withdrawal from Afghanistan, the way they did it, leaving $85 billion worth of equipment,
She didn't
85
get to
billion,
you, did
think
she?
of it, behind
No,
best equipment.
it takes more to get to me than thinly veiled accusations.
The Taliban in
You don't
Afghanistan.
think she'll do
Afghanistan now
anything?
is one of the top
Do
3
what?
traders in
Yours
military equipment.
is the
So
good
they don't need
opinion I care about,
700,000
not
guns and
hers.
rifles. They don't
I
need
should
70,000 vehicles, many of them
do the
armor plated. They
rumors
don't need
bother
tanks
you?
and all of the things that we left. We left behind $85 billion worth of equipment, the best military equipment in the world. But most importantly, 13 soldiers dead, 38 soldiers horribly wounded, and hundreds of people killed. And it should have been.
Yeah, that was weird. It was a little Ben Shapiro-esque Trump. I don't like it. When Lou Dobbs is talking, we can speed it up, but not when the Don's talking.
Nothing. And we took the soldiers out. We took our
I wish
military
they
out
wouldn't
before
disparage you. They don't know you.
our American
They
hostages.
know
And
you
have people
even
over
less
there. You
than
have
they
still
know me.
hundreds of
Perhaps it's odd to
Americans
say,
over there
but
haven't been able to get out.
I think of you as a friend,
You should have taken
Inquisitor.
everything out, and
I
then
have
you take
precious
it. You
few
could ask a
friends.
child,
I didn't think
when
to
would you
find
take
one
the
here.
military out? 5 years old, you'd say, you take the military out.
Don't
last.
speak.
We took the military
I
out
detest
first.
confessions.
So we were
and I'd
going
like
to
to
get
get
out with
this
dignity
over
and
with.
strength. And we lost
Allow me to
Bagram.
say
Bagram
I'll
was one
stand
of the
beside you.
biggest airfields in
Against
the world.
Corypheus, my
And
countryman,
most
or
importantly, not
spurious
because of
rumor.
Afghanistan, but because
So
of China.
long
It's
as
1
you will
hour
have
away
me.
from where China makes their nuclear weapons. And to have that would have been incredible. I was never leaving there. We were going to keep that. And they fled. They really surrendered. The whole thing was just like, I think it was the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. And Putin would have never gone into Ukraine anyway. But when he saw that, he said, this is the time to move because these people are incompetent. And as you know, President Xi's talking about Taiwan and lots of things we're not respected at all. And 3 years ago, we were greatly respected. And 3 years ago, we were energy independent. And you had gasoline selling for less than $2. And now you have it at $5, $6, $7, and even $8 a gallon. And it's what's happened to our country. And truly one of the worst things is when you have millions and millions. I know this, I've been your friend and I've been your watcher. I would watch you all the time, and I still do it whenever I can. But I know you very well. It must just drive you crazy when you see millions of people coming into our country and totally unchecked,
So this
from
is the
jails,
starting
from
point
mental
of this big
institutions,
Albania.
terrorists.
Let's hope he doesn't decide
We're going
to
to be paying
visit
a
while
big
we're
price. We're going to
inside.
do.
We gotta get the Copercast interview with Trump. Like, and I'm walking in there rocking the hoodie and the hat, like, and we're gonna interview President Trump. And I'm actually gonna, and I got nothing against Lou Dobbs, okay? And I'm sure he's gonna get into some really good questions. I'm gonna ask Trump like the questions that need to be asked, because a lot of people that are interviewing him are asking him the same kind of generic questions. Like, he needs to be asked some different questions, and I'm sure he'll answer them. But he needs to be asked different questions. He just does.
Big deportation, by the way, which will make you feel slightly better. But they're coming in from the prisons all over the world. This isn't just in South America. All over Africa, in the Congo. The other day, people released from prisons in the Congo. In fact, some of these people make our prisoners look like very nice people. We have people in our country now that shouldn't be in our country. Millions of people are walking, just walking through our country. Right now, as we speak, they have the largest caravan of people that I came up with. And we stopped the caravans pretty quickly. But they have the largest caravan anyone's seen. And it's pouring in through Mexico, heading up to our country.
An estimated 10 million illegal immigrants just since Joe Biden took the Oval Office.
See, but like, the questions that we need to be asking President Trump, we need to be saying, like, President Trump, okay? If I'm sitting across President Trump right now, I'm going, President Trump, I love you. I'm a huge fan, okay? Voted for you in 2016, voted for you in 2020, vote for you in 2024. I'll probably vote for you for the rest of the elections in my lifetime because you're that awesome. With that said, you did amazing things that no one else could do, given the circumstances you were in. But it's clear that you had some personnel decisions that you clearly wish you could do over again. What are you going to do moving forward with a lot of that situation, like the rhinos, the deep state people, the people that were destroying your campaign and your presidency from within? How do you fix that moving forward? Let him answer it, you know? Doug B for 50 on Rumble says, well, hello, Rumble 199. What's up, Dougie B?
Anti-measure. Yet there is no discussion amongst the business elites, the global business elites, no discussion from social critics in academia, our universities and colleges, nor our trading partners and military allies. It is an extraordinary development that no one could have imagined an American president inviting, which is exactly what this president has done.
He said, come on, at the beginning. So I said, don't come up because you're not getting through, and people wouldn't come up. They say, and I built a wall. I built 561 miles of wall, which is a big thing. You know, they said, oh, it's 50. Well, it's not 50 by any, but they say, oh, it's 50. Like this dope Chris Christie said, oh, it's 50 miles. No, it's way over 500. It's 561. And we had another 200 ready to go. We actually built it. And all we had to do is install it. Could have been up in about 3 weeks. And they wouldn't put it up. That's when I realized they actually wanted open borders. But the wall was great, and we also had Mexico paying for their soldiers. So we had 28,000 Mexican soldiers on our border, and they paid for it free of charge. It was nice. Yeah. But not easy to get. You had to say things that you don't want to really say, like we're going to tariff your product if you don't put them in. So we had the best numbers we've ever had, and now we have the worst numbers I think that any country's ever had. I don't think any country's ever had numbers like this. I don't care if it's third world or we have the worst numbers we've ever had. 3 years ago, we had the best numbers we've ever had. And that included not only people coming in, it included drugs and human trafficking. We had the best numbers in almost every category that we've ever had. And now we have the worst numbers.
Worst numbers, and numbers don't even express the dire circumstances that this country faces. Of fentanyl, 100,000 deaths a year. Child trafficking. Health and Human Services can't track over 80,000 children across the border. China is partnered with Mexico and their drug cartels, and they are responsible for fentanyl, and it's coming from Mexico.
They make most of it.
And this president, on Wednesday, will be talking with Xi Jinping about a new relationship with a power that is expansionary, that is threatening the United States almost every month. The reaction.
Well, the other thing is, remember that until I get indicted, I've been indicted more than over complaining about a rigged election, over things that nobody can even believe. You read even these legal scholars, they can't even believe. So they've weaponized the DOJ. But remember this, Biden got money from China. He got money from Ukraine. They got money from many of these countries. But he got millions of dollars from China. And that's what they found. Now, if they find that, and it seems very conclusive, obviously, but if they find that, how much money didn't they find? Because it's not easy to find. And I think they have him over a barrel, frankly, because nobody can be so weak with China. What they're doing, I took in billions, hundreds of billions of dollars from China, hundreds of billions of dollars. I gave our farmers $28 billion because, excuse me the language, but they were screwed by China for many years. And I went to Sonny Perdue, Secretary of Agriculture. How much is it? They said $28 billion. I took it out of the tariffs. I gave it to the farmers. But I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China. No president ever took in 10 cents. It was a one-way deal. And I changed things around a lot. A lot of people think that's why we had China virus, right? Because they never had a problem like they did with me. But I don't think so. I think it was gross incompetence at the Wuhan lab. That's what I think. I really don't believe.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, so the question becomes is what is the next pandemic or plandemic that they have in store? Because I'm just sorry, man. If you think that there is not something big that they have up their sleeve, you haven't been paying attention. So what is the plandemic for 2024? Because we're in 2024 now. It's here. We've been saying, like, man, 2024 is going to be crazy. Things are going to get off the charts. What's going to happen? We're here. We're in 2024. What is the plandemic this time? And I don't know the answer to that question. But they're going to come up with something. And my guess is Biden stepping down. I'm telling you, man, the energy, the enthusiasm of someone else taking over in these unprecedented circumstances right now, that gives them the energy they're looking for.
Those people that said they would have done anything to get rid of me. I actually had a very good relationship with President Xi, but once the China virus or COVID came along, it was a lot different. But it's so sad to see what's happened to our country in a short period of time. Inflation at a level that we haven't seen in 70 years. You look at what's going on with energy. It's just, you look at the lack of respect they have for us, but you just take a look at the lack of respect, the way China talks about our country now. They would never have said that with me. In fact, they had a policy 24 or 25, I guess it was 2025. And I said, you know, I'd appreciate if you take that down because that's very insulting. In other words, that was going to be when they really take over everything economically. You heard that, right? China 2025. And I said to President Xi, you know, it's a very insulting statement because you're really saying you're going to take over in 2025. And I know you're going to try, but we're going to try to have us keep the lead. And he took everything down, but now I see they're using everything was taken. It was all gone. One conversation was all gone. You know, it's pretty sad to see.
You shut down the Trans-Pacific Partnership involving all of the civic powers.
Legalize adulthood says Tim Pool can suck my MAGA member. Jeremy Grimes, Vegas golf joke. Wins every day. Ultra MAGA all the way, baby. Trump 2024 or go broke. 1,000%. And Valkyria Winter with 100. This score. What's up, Valkyria Winter? I haven't seen you here in a while, Valkyria Winter.
They're China as well. Not China. And we've been roundly criticized over the course of the past year for that, which is a drumbeat by the Biden administration and its supporters in corporate America trying to restore a TPP. What's your reaction to that? You killed the original, which in the minds of most, would have been devastating.
It was a disaster for our country. We would have.
I do agree. A lot of this is stuff that he covers in his rallies, and that's why, like, again, man, a lot of the interviewers, they just love the fact that they're interviewing President Trump, and it's like we need to get certain things addressed, and this is where Trump's surrounded by people that love him so much, and they're not willing to tell him what he needs to hear. I mean, everybody, no matter who they are, they need to hear things they need to hear. You know, don't dance around the issue. Like, Lou Dobbs is literally just asking questions that he talks about at his every fucking rally.
All of those cars are going to be made in China. They're not going to be made here. They're going to be made in China. The all-electric car, they don't go far, and they cost so much. You know, it's very simple. Somebody said, well, should we make it more complex? You don't have to. They don't go far, and they cost too much. If you want to take a very short trip, it's nice. But if you want to go, like, beyond the state line without having to get a charge for 2.5 hours, it's so crazy what they're doing. They're destroying our country.
They're destroying the country. I think a lot of people have that sense. About half the population has that sense. Yeah. And there are people living in this country, a lot of people, good and strong, healthy families that are fighting against these policies and their effects in middle America. You, President, who made the Republican Party the party of the man and woman in this country, the American family. Give us your sense of what you will do to restore primacy to the forgotten men and women of this country. Right now, we're fighting economic
So let me just say one thing in reference. So the Keystone XL pipeline, it was being built. It was moving along. It was a massive project going all the way down to the road. It was a great project. 48,000 workers. He came in the first day he ended it. And by the way, the head of that union, the pipeline union, they have people that build pipelines have a union. The head of it endorsed Biden. Now the workers, I guarantee, they mostly voted for me, but they endorsed. And then as soon as he comes in, he got rid of all those jobs.
It is Lou Dobbs.
And all of the importance of that pipeline. It was such an important thing. But that's just one of so many different things. So what we'll be doing is we'll be drilling. We'll be reducing energy. That'll bring down inflation. That'll bring down interest rates. If you want to buy a home today, you're middle income and you want to go out to a bank. Banks, number one, don't have money. And if they do have money, they're loaning it at 9 and 10 and 11%, or not loaning it really at all. We have an economy that's incredible. We have an economy that's so fragile. And the only reason it's running now is it's running off the fumes of what we did, what the Trump administration. It's just running off the fumes. And when there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during this next 12 months. Because I don't want to be Herbert Hoover. The one president, I just don't want to be Herbert Hoover. But what they've done is incredible. What they're doing with all of this money, the trillions and trillions of dollars of waste. This Green New Deal is, the Green New Deal will destroy our country. And I'm an environmentalist more than they are. When you see the kind of monies that they're throwing around on building infrastructure that's no good, but environmentally friendly, on doing windmills all over the place that are by the way, the most expensive energy in the world. You cannot get more expensive. And now you notice it's all coming down because they're not working. It's not working. Economically, it doesn't work. It's 20 times more expensive than what we have under our feet, liquid gold. I call it liquid gold. We have more than any other country. And we'll be using it, and we'll be selling it to Europe, and we'll be doing a lot of things with it. We were going to sell massive amounts of oil and gas to Europe. They wouldn't have even needed pipeline. It wouldn't have been able to compete with us. And we were going to make a fortune. We were going to start paying down debt. We owe $34 trillion. We're going to start paying down debt. Everything was going great. In fact, I was all set to do that, and then we got hit with COVID. We had to worry about that. And we did a great job with that, but we never got the credit for that one. I got a credit for a great economy. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. And I got credit for that, but never for the job. You know, this dust came in from China. Even they tried, to this day, they try and say it wasn't China, but it was China. It was the Wuhan labs, which I said right from the beginning.
All right, so I got a poll in the chat. Yes or no, keep watching right now. Yes is winning 54%, unlike certain channels and certain live streams with IRL in the name. We try to listen to our audience around here, so you guys continue voting.
We're going to pay down debt. We're going to reduce taxes further. We gave the largest tax cut in history. And we were going to pay down debt further. And we were doing a great job. And then we had a very unfortunate election night. I know who you're involved with, so I can say it here. But sometimes they say you cut it down. So, like, what's the purpose? But we had a rigged election. No, you don't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say it. We had a rigged election. It was rigged. 100% rigged. And the question I get asked is, number one, how do you take it? And I take it, I guess,
the barrier holding him is impressive.
I think
he
I
is no
also take
threat.
it because we're doing so well. We're leading everybody by so much. So that helps.
What is this? Who are you?
But the other question I get the most, probably number two, maybe number one, is how do we stop them from cheating? Will they do it against? You know, I'm in Florida, and I drive.
That's a good question.
Locations, airports, and places. Every house has a Trump sign on it. Trump 2024.
It is a good. It's one of the most important questions, and it's not like.
I need
again, I wish
I'm
fairly certain Lou Dobbs is not going to pounce on this, and he should. But what the hell what is the plan here? And again, I get that. Just like anything else, you don't want to tell the world in a public setting what the plan is, but it's to emphasize that this is crucial. This is crucial. Like, if they get 4 more years, you might as well kiss things goodbye. All right, diversity, inclusion, and representation will take over. Identity politics will take over. Authoritarianism will take over. Like, it will be bad.
We got all the votes we need. The risk is, what's going to happen during election period? It used to be election day or election night. They'd say election night. But today you don't have that. You have
if
60
Chalperni
days,
is this vessel,
40 days, 30
what are the
days.
contents going to be?
In some states where they have 8 days to count the vote after the election is over. How do you have an election when you have to count the vote? And, you know, the machines are supposed to speed up the process, right? We got to go to all paper. All paper. You know, they have now watermark paper. It's incredible what you can do with paper. We go all paper, same-day voting, and voter ID, a little thing like voter ID. The Democrats are violently against voter ID.
Is that why Chalperni joined Corypheus? To save your empire?
Somebody saying we don't want voter ID.
Yes,
She seeks a
I know
leader,
who does.
Corypheus,
Those who that
to
the
shape
Democrats, and
Tevinter's
they
rebirth.
for very reason you're ahead of me.
She would
They cheated in
raise up
2020.
the
They
slaves
cheated in
as she
2022.
was raised.
Those are statements of fact.
Bring a
They're
new
not-
order with a
Somebody can
heart of
dispute it,
steel.
but it's
She could
facts
do
are
it.
straight.
If
And
she were not
one of the things that
the
I've always
vessel.
found interesting is no one else say to you, relitigate
If Calpurnia
2020.
is the one Corypheus
The fact is,
wanted,
this
why do
country
this to
doesn't
you?
come to consensus about
For practice,
deceitful
I
and
refuse
crooked
Crown's
these elections
vessel
are.
for
And
whatever
I'm talking
power
about
he seeks.
local
Yes. He
presidential
does not
offices.
need his vessel to
We're
have
going to
free
have
will.
real problems.
About
I agree with that. I agree with that, Lou Dobbs, and that's why I consider anyone running against Trump a complete coward and a complete traitor to the U.S. If you're running against Trump, you're running against America because you're essentially saying that we can accept what happened in 2020, and we just can't. We just
She'd
can't accept
reconsider
that.
being Corypheus's
That
pet
is
magister
not
if she
acceptable
found out.
on any level. You cannot accept what happened in 2020, and if you do,
To rival the wrath
then you might as well kiss everything else goodbye. That can't go unanswered. It cannot.
I don't see from the Republican is a response.
No wings
I don't see Ronna McDaniel and the see.
I agree with you.
Going
Its
after
wards will trigger.
what would you
I
like to see? I
will
know
be
you've got
dust and lie.
full plate. You're
Free.
being assailed from every corner.
Corypheus' circle
What would
will
you like
hold
to
its
see the Republican
destruction
Party,
within.
which you are the
Time.
titular head?
No
do.
fear.
So when I won in 2016, I went home and I watched. I did my thing. I did 7 rallies on the final day, maybe 7 rallies on the 2 final days, 7 and 7. And not a lot of people can do that. And they were full, big, beautiful rallies. Started in Florida, ended up in Iowa. One was 82 degrees, one was 3 degrees below zero. It's called pneumonia weather, right? That's beautiful because you go from that difference. But we did a great thing. And I went home and I watched the election, and I won the election. I never thought I'd have to watch votes. You know, that's supposed to be done by states, really, for the federal government. But it's supposed to be done by states, so we're supposed to have people watching it within the party. And they said they'll never let that happen again. And
I can't
was hearing
waste your
those
knowledge.
statements. I said, "That's a weird
Leliana
statement."
should question you.
And they cheated.
My
And they
agents will
cheated at
secure
every
this
different
place.
level, many different ways.
Maybe they can
We have
undo
it all
that circle
documented. We have so
somehow.
much documented. It's not even if you didn't want to get into the fact, like 2,000 bills where they, you have a one camera stuffing the ballot boxes.
Make
Okay,
of me what
and they're all
image
federal
of
cameras.
Calpurnia.
This is all federal. And many of the
What shall I
cameras were missing.
make of that?
But they have hundreds of thousands of votes even if that. But don't even get into that. Don't get in where you see workers stuffing boxes with cameras, federal cameras. Go into the 51 intelligence agents where they said the laptop from hell, which exposed tremendous crime, was Russian disinformation. They all know it
Oops,
was.
I knew that was the wrong thing to choose. I
Go
remember
into
now.
all of the different
I guess
legislatures.
I have
They
my
didn't get
this
approval.
YouTube played when I. Oh, I usually have the mic off because I want to listen to something else. Wait, I'm not supposed to go all the way down. I need to go up. Oh, but I can't go up. This is the way back out, I think. What's my timer? Oh, 47 minutes.
told you I was right not to send supplies to Haven. Look what happened there.
You swear it's true? They saw her in Valchevet?
One of her friends was killed. She did him proper.
I swear I thought she was in Stargate.
What an unexpected pleasure. She has You must have had a long journey to the city. That's all that matters. Might there be any news from this house?
Here's a letter from Ellery. He's safe with his family in the dens.
Oh, my Ellery. Oh, bless you. The Dions will sponsor the Duparakets as a family deserving of a noble title, Inquisitor. You have my word. Now please, forgive my hastiness, but I must read Ellery's words. Make her keep you. The Inquisition? Red Jenny? How's that fit?
She's making sure they don't forget us.
Oh, she still has time for us.
No. Friends, everything.
We needed. Those who oppose me shall know the wrath of heaven. Field and forest shall burn.
Is this a shop?
I maintain a premises wherein customers of a certain affluence entertain the purchase of my ware. So yes, a shop.
Don't you mean wares?
No, I mean where. I have one item available for purchase. It is far too expensive for it merely to be sold. You may gaze upon it and dream of the wealth required to possess it, as have lords and kings. And then you may leave and purchase things from shops more aligned with your station.
I'll have you know that I'm the Inquisitor.
Of course you are.
I am.
And at this moment you are just as important as any other dreamer who enters my boutique. and just as deserving.
So you sell one very expensive item, and it's worth it?
Let me now interrupt the inevitable defense of your thrift. I'm sure you have treasures, and you will have many more. You could parade them from here to Halam Shiral, but none of that would allow you to say you have purchased this. The item is irrelevant. The price is worth it.
I can't see it. Tell me what it is.
If you have to ask, you are not the one to buy it.
I need to know if I can use it.
And again, the point is missed. If mere use is your concern, you should go elsewhere. The person who claims this will not be known for using it. They will be known because they paid for it.
How do you keep the doors open on a shop with one item?
My shop is a destination. Luminaries of every description journey here to see what is denied to them. Some pay tribute, in the vain hope I will barter. They do not have the will to pay the price. They require a bargain to justify the spend, to ease their conscience. That would defeat the entirety of the purpose.
I don't see why this is special. Anyone can overprice something.
To overprice an item, the item must have a known value already. It is then priced over what it is worth. This has only the value I have set. It has never had another. It is not overpriced. It is priced.
Well, goodbye then.
Yes.
Worthy of a lost love.
He could have done more. Blessed are they who stand before the corrupt and the wicked and do not falter.
Blessed are the peacekeepers that...
Inquisitor!
What happened here?
The House of Repose decided to pay a visit.
The guards arrived in time, but I should have guessed the assassins would infiltrate the servants.
Are you sure they didn't hurt you?
They only frightened me. It was all so sudden. Leliana assigned people to shadow me. They appear to have saved my life. I owe you everything, Sergeant.
Only my duty, Ambassador. I'll talk with the spy master about these murderous louts. She'll find how they got in.